Greetings and Happy New Year to our viewing audience, and welcome to the winter season premiere of Meak Productions' #1 community news and talk show, Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. Of course, I'm your host, Miko Evans, the CEO of the world's first LGBTQ exclusive talent agency and production company, headquartered here in Atlanta, Georgia. For more information about our previously broadcast shows and what we have planned for this year, our upcoming 20th conceptual anniversary of Meak Productions, please visit our official website at www.meak as in kite productions with an s.lgbt. That's our new domain extension now, meakproductions.lgbt. All of that information should be located at the bottom of this screen. And also for those companies who would like to get the new domain name LGBT, just visit Pride Domains when you get a chance, and all of that information is also located at the bottom of this screen, as well as how to keep in contact with us via all of our social media outlets. Okay. Now, without further delay, you all, I'm excited about 2023. There's a lot of things that are in store, and the new year is kicking off right. And remember the affirmation that I shared with many of you who follow me on my personal Facebook page, that we are going to obtain, maintain, and multiply the blessings that we are receiving. So keep that in mind. Want to give a shout out to my other media colleague, Sister Jazzy Jones Smith, who both her and I both was in spiritual conversation, and that revelation just dropped in both of our spirits. And so we're going to be doing coffee mugs and t-shirts with that affirmation on it. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited about that. I'm very, very excited to bring on our show, because we always have special guests, and we always try to present to you all, our viewing audience, what's happening in our communities, not just here locally in Atlanta, but abroad. And we're very excited to bring back to the show one of our community legends, who's been an inspiration to me, and she hasn't been on our show since 2014. And we are bringing back the annual Bayard, Rustin, and Audrey Lorde Community Breakfast, which is Atlanta's official LGBT celebration for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the King holiday, and the King family. And the return of that since the pandemic, the public return and public event of the Rustin Lorde Community Breakfast will take place downtown Atlanta at the Loudermilk Center on Monday, January 16th. Doors will open at 9:30 a.m. And we have the co-founder of the Rustin Lorde Breakfast, which is now up under the a nonprofit of the Southern Unity Movement. And we have Sister Rochelle Darlene HUDSON back with us, and so glad to have her. And we also have my media colleague and promotions colleague, FELICIA B.G. McCoy, who was one of my co-nominees at the Out Georgia Business Alliance Community Honors. And I was so happy to be in the same nomination category with FELICIA and our brother, Dr. Elijah Nicholas. And we just had a ball, you all. So we ended the year in style and everything. So I want to actually take them off mute and bring them on board. You all still with us?
Yes, we are.
FELICIA in the house. Welcome to the show.
Hey, glad to be here.
Time. Yeah, this is your first time on our show. And
it is my first time.
And so we're going to actually stay tuned, you all, because we're actually going to bring FELICIA back and give her own solo feature, because I know her and I, we go way back.
Way back. Oh my God.
Way back.
Yes.
Because our connection is with my mom. So yeah, we go way back. So but Darlene, welcome back to our show. So glad to see you.
Yay. Thank you.
So glad to see you. So glad that as our elders used to say, you still yet holding on.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? And I'm gonna keep on keeping on, baby.
Keep on keeping
on. Yes.
How does it feel? We're gonna go ahead and get into this because I know, FELICIA, this will be your first time working with the Rustin Lorde Breakfast and everything. So we're going to get into that. But I know,
yes,
I know we did have a chance to experience the Rustin Lorde breakfast in January of 2020. Because of course, you know, the pandemic didn't start to after that, to around about the beginning of March. So we did have a chance to at least kick off 2020 with the Rustin Lorde breakfast. But I know for like 2021 and of course 2022, you all still decided to not to do anything and stuff. And of course, you know, that make sense. Tell us a little bit about what was actually going through your head when you all could not do anything as it related to the breakfast.
Well, Miko, trying to figure out what role we could play.
Mm-hmm.
We did do the breakfast. What was that? That was 2021. We did it virtually. We had probably about 100 people come on. It was really a great production. That was the year that we actually met Ossoff and Warnock as they began their initial campaign for the Senate. And so we were happy to have, you know, their presence doing that breakfast, that virtual breakfast. They, you know, they sent a video and did all those kind of things. But, you know, and so we did some fun things there. But the following year, it seems like there had been so much death and so much grief and sickness. And I just made a decision that we wouldn't try to pull a breakfast together again virtually. We would wait until we were able to come together, which you now announce would have been our 22nd annual Bayard Rustin breakfast. Is actually our 21st because we skipped a year. We didn't do anything. So we're 21 years old. We're 22, but for having the event, it's 21. So I just thought, you know, we kind of got a late start because we wanted to be sure that, you know, in terms of COVID, that, you know, we could create a safe place for people to be. Of course, you know, we're going to be encouraging people to follow all guidelines in terms of making sure, you know, to get their vaccines and their boosters and things of that nature. Wear a mask, you know, but we're bringing people back together to bring people back to fellowship and engaging in conversations again. And this group of people that I've been working with, they are just phenomenal. They just keep, you know, working it out. And so I think they're going to have a great program. I heard they confirmed some really wonderful hosts. And, you know, if you can start right, then in fact, you're in for a good time at the breakfast, because we got some dynamic hosts. Miko, you remember who they are?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah. One of them is you and another person named Taylor Alexander.
Yeah.
Now, how
That's
about that?
Awesome. I mean, first of all, I'm honored that you all would even think of me to even host the breakfast and everything, because you know how much I believe in the breakfast. That's one of the reasons why we've been, you know, media sponsors for the breakfast for as many years and everything like that. And so I remember when I got the call early part of this week and you told me that y'all thought about me as being the main host, I was like, wow, you know, that is really an honor. I never actually fathomed of me hosting the Rustin Lorde breakfast and everything. But like I said, once again, I'm so used to being behind the scenes and making sure the coverage is there and making sure the community, for those who can't make it, making sure they know what's going on. And so just to have that opportunity is wonderful, and to be working with one of our new community legends. They have their own legacy in their own right. Taylor Alexander, who's the co-founder of the wonderfully renowned Southern Fried Queer Pride. And I had a chance to even attend the first meeting of Southern Fried Queer Pride. And I think this was actually before Taylor graduated from Georgia State University. I think he finished college, but I think they finished college. But I think this is going to be a really, really, really wonderful presentation this coming MLK holiday weekend. I mean, it's going to be absolutely fabulous. I can't wait to even get the program lined up, because I know because it's going to be the first time that everybody possibly have seen each other at the breakfast, because of the, you know, the 2-year hiatus from being you know, in public.
Correct.
So that's going to be one of the biggest things. Before I get to you, Felicia, I want Darlene to start talking about, because a lot of people are still not familiar with the Southern Unity Movement. Tell us a little bit about the purpose of that organization, and how did that actual organization come about?
Well, for years, we have organized the breakfast, and to begin to build a foundation, we thought that it would be wise to establish a nonprofit, to do business, to be recognized as an entity in the state of Georgia that's doing official business. We didn't want to say the Rustin Lorde Breakfast Committee organization, so we came up with the name, the Southern Unity Movement, because the vision that we have is to actually be a force in the southern parts of these United States, in particularly targeting like areas like Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, pretty much just that kind of core Mason-Dixie lines, southern states. Not interested in Florida, not talking about Texas, not going to Missouri, but just dealing with those states. And to be able to expand the work for Black LGBT people, because they're in the areas and they are doing things in those areas. They kind of low key, they don't get a lot of attention, as like in big, metropolitan cities. In small states like Arkansas, where I'm from, they're doing tremendous work around there. And we've actually been a part of partnering with them, with some of my folks back in Arkansas, to support them. So while we were taking off because of COVID, we didn't convene. The work of the Southern Unity Movement was to plant seeds and let other organizations, small organizations, I'm talking about grassroots, not even roots, but root organization, do their work. And in particular, there's a program in Arkansas that got my attention, and they wanted to do something for HIV positive men and bring them together and educate them around PrEP. And in a small rural state, sometimes, stigma and shame is still an adversary and keeps things from being done. But these guys were so informed and empowered. They said, we want to come together and we want to learn. And so we did what we could to be supportive of them. We don't have a lot of money to give anybody, but for that, since we did not have the breakfast, we went ahead and planted a seed there. We was in support of, in Mississippi, with the water situation. We partnered with the RIM, the Real Inspirational Ministry, where Pastor Sonia Williams, and partnered with them and made a donation to actually to take a pallet of water down. And that was our support. And, through her engagement, we learned more about what was happening in Mississippi. People don't count the club life out, because sometimes that's all we have. That's the only place we can gather. And they were gathered there at that, I think it's like a club, and distributed water to people throughout who came by, and made sure that their needs were met. We've also partnered again right here in Atlanta with Cynthia McKinney, not the congressman, but Cynthia McKinney of Charlie's Angel, to make sure seniors during COVID was receiving warm, freshly cooked meals, vegetables. She stood out there one day and fried fish for them all, and just had a great time. And there's some other ones. We did some things with a mentorship program for girls, because it's important that that our young people be in atmospheres, organizations for young girls, that they get the nurturing that they need. Because one thing that I wanted to make sure was that, that young Darlene or that young Felicia that comes through at the age of 11, that they don't get, pushed back or get degraded because they're coming into their own identity. I didn't say sexual. I said their own identity of how they want to just look.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some little girls who are 13 and 14 that say, I don't care anything about no dress. I don't care anything about no, just leave me alone. I just want to be, I want them to be left alone and let them go ahead and develop and watch that mind take off, and they become who they are. And they might be the next, I don't know, what's the director, the movie director name? What is her name?
Ava DuVernay. There's so many.
Yeah, there are so many, but there's one in particular that I have in my mind. But anyway, I just want them to be able to be nurtured and allow those young ladies to grow and not label them, but learn to respect and be inclusive. So that's been the work of the Southern Unity Movement. And in the days to come, we will be convening. I need 2 more board members, just 2. I don't need a whole 20, 30. I just need 2 more board members. And then we can actually talk about what additional work will the Southern Unity Movement, continue to do here in the metro area. And as things open up in this southern region, certainly there's always some work to be done, especially if you're going to talk about social justice, any kind of social change. If you want to address any kind of societal issues, there's always room, and we're gonna always be involved in a nonpartisan way in the whole political arena to make sure Black LGBT issues are addressed, in particular in that world of HIV and AIDS, as we continue to battle with stigma and shame. I think there's been some great breakthroughs. But there's still, throughout the South, there's still some people who have not heard the message yet, for whatever reason. So,
absolutely, because I think a lot of people fail to realize that that there's the city and then there's the suburbs, and especially when it comes to the South, because a lot of people don't realize that okay, if you living in a metropolitan city, then all you know is what's in that metropolitan city. But a lot of people forget that life is very different out there in those rural areas, especially in the Confederate South. So I'm very grateful and thankful that we have organizations such as yourself that's really making sure that people who don't have the same type of access as those in the major cities, that they have those type of access and that type of support. That's very wonderful to know. And for those people,
that's our vision. That is our vision. Yes, absolutely.
And so for those people that want to support the Southern Unity Movement more, their information is located at the bottom of this screen. And of course, we're going to talk more about how you can support not just the Rustin Lorde Breakfast, but the actual organization itself toward the end of our show. On that note, we're going to take our only commercial break. When we come back, we're going to bring my girl, FELICIA McCoy from BG Promotions, Inc. To talk about her introduction to the Rustin Lorde Breakfast, the Southern Unity Movement, and we're going to go from there. And then we're going to kind of give you a little snippet of what to expect at the breakfast toward the end of our show. All right, please stay tuned. We have more in store right here on the winter season premiere of Meak Pro Media Special Edition News.
You're tuned in to Meak Productions syndicated shows. Don't go anywhere. We do have more in store. Get ready to take a bite of Peach ATL. Peach ATL is Gay Atlanta's longest running LGBTQ business certified weekly magazine. We deliver the best in community events, arts, gay culture, and entertainment. Get weekly high-profile celebrity interviews and coverage of the most important events and festivals, such as Out on Film, Toy Party, Joining Hearts Pool Party, and all Pride festivals in Atlanta. We distribute all across Metro Atlanta to reach thousands of weekly readers right where they shop, live, and play. Go to peachatl.com for the digital issue and exclusive content, even if you don't have access to a physical copy. Once again, go to peachatl.com to learn more and get your bite of Gay Atlanta.
This is Joshua Luke, your editor-in-chief of the newest global media platform for professional African-American gay men. eBay Man embodies the work of CEOs, entrepreneurs, industry experts, community leaders, and change agents who seek to elevate lives and change the perception of the LGBTQ community. And eBay Man is a blend of two cultures coming together to embody the affluent, professional Black gay man. For subscription information and updated news, visit ebayman.com. Once again, www.ebanman.com.
eBay Man is the first historic media partner for History of Black Gay America.
Hello, everyone. This is Chris Lugo, Executive Director of the Out Georgia Business Alliance, Georgia's only chamber of commerce serving the LGBTQ+ community and our allies. Formerly known as the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, Out Georgia serves the community by advocating for the most inclusive and equitable business environment, providing support and resources to fuel economic growth, and driving meaningful community connections and impact across the state of Georgia. For more information about membership and the legacy of our organization, please visit outgeorgia.org. Once again, that is outgeorgia.org. We look forward to serving and networking with you soon.
Meak Productions is proud to be an official media partner for this organization.
And welcome back to our winter season premiere of Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. Of course, I'm your host, Miko Evans. And also, once again, happy 2023 to those who I have not got in contact with yet. Hoping that you are enjoying the show so far. Once again, don't forget to reach out to me at your earliest convenience via the info that's located at the bottom of your screen. And don't forget to RSVP, because even though this event is free, we must RSVP because a lot of things are limited. So please RSVP for the return of the annual Bayard, Rustin, and Audrey Lorde Community Breakfast in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. It's going to be held in downtown Atlanta at the Loudermilk Center on Monday, January the 16th. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. All of the RSVP registration is located at the bottom of your screen. On this segment, we are proud to have as one of our additional media and promotion sponsors, Atlanta's own FELICIA McCoy from BG Promotions. And this sister here, we go way back, even before she even started her business and stuff, because come to find out, my mom knows her and everything. And I'm like, I didn't get a chance to meet her till later. And then I didn't even understand our connection to her and I got together. And then it's like it's a small world. We didn't even know we go that far back. So it's just good to have Felicia on the show. Felicia, you still with us, baby?
I am here. I am present. Excited to be here. My first time here on. I've been trying to get here too for a long time, so I'm excited.
Yeah. So and don't forget that we're going to actually bring Felicia back on the show during one of our seasons during this year, so we can talk more about her humble beginnings and everything like that, and what she's bringing to the LGBTQ+ community. But Felicia, kind of give us your inspiration, how you was introduced to the Southern Unity Movement and how you was actually introduced to the Rustin Lorde Breakfast, because this is actually going to be your first time participating with the breakfast. Am I correct?
That is correct. And I'll go back to when I first actually met Darlene. I was being honored for an award at an event some few years ago. And we really took to Darlene. We thought she was funny. She represented that as that host, that her part in that. And I've been connected to her ever since. And then, she would say, I don't know what it is, but we're going to do something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you do, but it's something. And I love your energy. And I'm like, yeah, it's something about you too. So, over these years, we've kept in touch, digitally, everything now is online. So, we stay connected. And it was just, I think it's been like a couple of events down at the city of Atlanta. We were down, and she started telling me about her nonprofit. And I still didn't have a lot of information of knowledge about it, because coming up, I didn't know about Bayard, Rustin, and Audrey Lorde. And she talked about her nonprofit, and I said, I would love to be a part. And it's been on ever since. And during the course of just when I do marketing, I have to get to know who I'm working with. And I have been very impressed. Like, I have told her, I went all up and down her history. I started doing stuff to a platform, and I'm invested, and I'm excited about what's about to happen here in this quarter, in this season. I think that everybody's in for a treat. You don't really want to miss this. This is, I mean, it's free, so there's no excuse that you can't even come out and share the information, please. We want to get this out to so many people. We got a goal, and we want to meet those goals. And my part in this is to push it, to help push it along with the media team, and and bring exposure, and for you guys to understand the message that we're portraying out here. We need volunteers. We need you there. We need your help. And so, listen, y'all, this is going to be incredible on a very special day. So I'm happy to be here. And Darlene is just amazing. She's amazing,
You
you amazing.
She is amazing. One of the things that I love about you coming in, to be a part of this piece, Felicia, is because you remind me of how I was when I was first introduced to the community breakfast. Because I remember, and I think we talked about this off the air before coming back to the show, that we from Generation X, and when we was growing
Right.
up in school, growing up in school, there was no mention of Bayard Rustin. There was no mention.
No Bayard, no Bayard Rustin,
no Audrey
no
Lorde.
Audrey Lorde.
There was no mention of them and everything like that. It seemed like they was, purposefully omitted
Correct.
from some of the Black history figures, because every month we had Black history projects and stuff like that. And
Correct.
so it was through the Rustin Lorde breakfast and through the annual presentation that they used to show of Brother Insider, the documentary about, Bayard Rustin.
Yes.
It was through
Yes.
those events that I learned and was educated about who Bayard Rustin was and who Audrey Lorde was. I mean, I had never heard about Audrey Lorde until I came to the breakfast. And so, and that was like many years ago. So that right there lets you know the significance and the importance of not just this breakfast, but who these two figures really are. And I'm grateful to both Darlene and Craig Washington, another community legend. Grateful to them for actually coming together to even create the breakfast before it even got as big and as well known as it is now. So, thank you for also validating, the importance of why we need to continue this breakfast.
Yes.
And why next generations needs to be exposed to this as well.
That's right. It's got to keep going.
Yeah, because even though under the Obama administration, they did finally recognize, did a posthumous recognition to Bayard Rustin and everything like that, and giving him the Medal of
Wow.
Freedom. It would have been wonderful if they would have done that years ago.
Correct.
Correct. Before he passed on and stuff like that. So I'm glad
while he was alive, and he could have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But this has been.
Go ahead, Darlene.
This is why it's been so important to I guess kind of follow, have some vision and insight. We certainly didn't know that how impacting the breakfast would become. We just thought it was so important that people have the opportunity just to come together. What started out in a parking lot, pouring coffee, trying to keep warm to get ready for the MLK March, and hope somebody would show up, because, there's still, it ain't always been fashionably correct or cute to pop up somewhere Black and gay, especially in the daylight.
That part.
We were all right for nightlife, but daytime, walking past your peers, your neighbors, your coworkers in a march, and allow yourself to be identified as a same gender loving LGBTQ queer, whatever the lingo is today, but
right.
it was just not fashionably cute. But now, when I say fashion, I don't mean to be, too sarcastic, but I think you guys will understand what I'm saying. It just wasn't quite the thing people were getting dressed to go do.
Absolutely.
So we met and we poured that coffee. We had those little donuts, those little things, and I said, you know what, Craig, I think we can step this up. I know I can get out here and hustle. And we just started going from place to place. Flying Biscuit gave us biscuits. Real gave us grits. Phil Palmer gave us sausages. And we put us a breakfast together.
Wow.
Okay. And everybody contributed. Marissa was in the kitchen over there at was that St. Mark, making pancakes. Popping pancakes out, her and Duncan, with that unity movement back in the day. So, we have some very humble beginnings, and now it has grown into this event that draws anywhere from 300 to 500 people. I remember one year we had so many people. We were at this Presbyterian church that they was about to ask us to leave because the fire marshal was afraid that it was just too many people in there. But how can you tell someone no? Absolutely. So we wanted to make sure that we have space. We want to bring people in and continue to educate people about Bayard, Rustin, Audrey, Lorde, and across the country. We under Mandy Carter's leadership, we all began to chime in, and they could see. And Mandy provided the leadership that got the attention on a national level through the National Black Justice Coalition.
Absolutely.
To give that national recognition to Bayard Rustin. Audrey Lorde's work is profound, and it's taught in every university. Her theory of inclusion and difference, and the importance of embracing difference, and what comes out of that embracement of people who are different and have different ideals. The capacity to bring it together. She challenged white women around their feminism. Was it really feminism, or was it just another version? And that part. So,
in other words, let me say it for you. In other words, was it another version of white privilege? That part.
Correct.
And you know what? I'm glad that you are both saying all of this, because once again, it was because of the blatant disrespect of not mentioning Bayard Rustin and not mentioning Audrey Lorde, and the importance of the LGBTQ community's input as it relates to the March on Washington. That was the reason and how the breakfast even came about, because y'all noticed that, wait a minute, y'all not mentioning the one person that was responsible for organizing the most historic march that ever happened in America's history. So that was the main reason why the march was even why the breakfast was even created. So once again, this breakfast is needed so that the next generations, especially the next generations of young queer people of color, will know their value and will know their contribution, and will know that, hey, you can make an impact too. And it's not just about your sexual orientation or gender identity. That all of that is like the icing on the cake for the purpose that for why you're here. So I'm just loving everything that's going to be taking place, that has taken place over the years, but I'm loving what's getting ready to take place on this coming Monday, January 16th. Darlene, can you kind of give us a little highlight of what to expect for those people who this may be their first time attending?
Well, now listen, we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. We want to provide a space where people can come and fellowship, can sit down and eat together, and also be enlightened about certain things. I can't tell you everything about the program because we want it to be a surprise. So when people come through the door, but you can expect hopefully some drumming, some good music, a little spoken word, maybe a little drag, I don't know. But they're working on it. I feel so blessed to have some wonderful people working on the program committee and doing some things. And that would be Elder Claude Bowen and Monica Simpson. Darian Aaron is also providing input. As a matter of fact, as a team, we all have had some input in it. But those two that I just named, they are taking the lead.
Mm-hmm.
They have got a committee of probably about 3 or 4 people that have that work with them as well. And so they put in a good program. Claude sent it to me again today. So they're confirming everything. And I think that people are going to be pleased with the fact that we're back. We're gonna have good food. We'll be serving breakfast. It's free too.
Mm-hmm.
So we just try to keep our goals, pretty simple. Our process kind of started late because we really wanted to make sure that we were able to come back in the safest way that we could.
Absolutely.
And so when they kind of the CDC began to talk about large groups being able to meet, then we figured that yes, we could do it in a safe manner, especially if people are being, taking, I'm saying, I want to say being responsible or accountable around it, but I certainly understand and respect people who have made the decision not to be vaccinated or receive a booster for whatever reason. But I would encourage people to make sure that they take care of themselves. If you don't feel good, if you got a little runny nose, just stay at home. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to make sure MCCOY have something set up there where you can see it live, Facebook or something like that. I don't know. But, and Lord say the same, we'll be back next year. Or you're going to see us during the course of the year doing some things as well. So we got some thoughts, some ideas. We got some vision around some things that we want to see implemented. But if you're not feeling well, don't come. Mm-hmm. Because this is, I'm not trying to be a super spreader. So just stay at home. And we'll appreciate you there. Yeah. So yeah. And I want to appreciate, I'm gonna call out a few names. People like Felicia BG, mm-hmm. who I was calling
G in the building.
That's right.
G. I want to appreciate Monica. I want to appreciate Hillary. Thomas with AARP has been very instrumental in working in the background with me to make sure we try to we count money, trying to make sure we have what we need can pay for.
No, that's right.
How much is that left? And Jillian has stepped up and taken on managing volunteers this year. Darian is managing, press releases and also writing up some fantastic stories of some of the organizations that I told you that we work with. Erica Wright.
Actually, before you continue, I actually want to commend Monica Simpson, who's been a long-time supporter, very consistent when it comes to the Rustin Lorde breakfast, because every time y'all always had a breakfast, I always saw her perform. I always saw her, coming on and invoking our ancestors and all of that stuff, which is so beautiful. And I'm hoping that they do that again this year. And so I look forward to that. And I also want to give a shout out to journalist legend Darian Aaron, who's doing some remarkable work with the Counter Narrative Project, which is actually co-founded by another Atlanta born and raised original, Charles Stevens. So I want to give all of them a shout out as well, because they're doing some wonderful work too. So to know that they're actually coming on board is actually beautiful. Also, our girl Hillary, she's been in the community for years, for a minute, making sure that the AARP brand is involved with everything that is going on in the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, continue. I just wanted to make sure I really give them a shout out. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm just pleased with the level of involvement that people have been a part. And so I wanted to, recognize their commitment. But one thing that you had mentioned about, like people who've been around since the beginning, and we were having some discussion. and that's Jeff Graham.
Oh,
A lot of people,
wow.
believe it or not, people don't know Jeff Graham. But we started out meeting at a survival project down in the basement. And
Wow.
y'all remember, I don't know if y'all can remember that spot. I don't even know. It must have been maybe 100 people, and we were jam-packed in. And that's when we
Wow.
recognized, okay, we're growing. We got to find space. And at that time, Craig and I went out on a mission trying to identify churches who have fellowship halls that will, because we didn't have no money to be trying to go rent something and pay for it. You know, we're fortunate that the relationship with the Loudermilk, you know, it exists like it does, and the mere fact that they provide us and, you know, allow us that parking, that is tremendous, especially in the area that we'll be in.
Absolutely.
So, you know, all I guess, you know, you come, you park in the parking deck, you don't have to worry about paying for parking while you're at the breakfast. Now, after the breakfast is over with, you will have to resume parking, paying for parking. But yeah, Jeff Graham has been around, I want to say, since the very first breakfast that we ever had. And the very first one that we ever had was held in that little chapel over there at that United Methodist building. I guess it's still standing there. I don't know.
It is. You're talking about the building that's right down the corner of Piedmont and Ralph McGill.
Right. Exactly. In that little round rotunda looking
round chapel.
We held our first little breakfast there, and people just came through and got the coffee, picked up this, you know, that, stood for a few minutes, and then they were off to the march where we would intersect with what's that, Ellis and, well, I don't want to tell no lie because the street has changed. And let me mention this too as well. Our partner who also gave us room was back in the day to talk about Bayard Rustin on a larger platform was Reverend James Orange. And Reverend James Orange passed away years ago, but his daughter Jamida picked up the torch to continue his work. And 2 months ago, she made her transition. And so her mother, James Orange's wife, Miss Cleo, you know, said, let's continue the work. And bless her heart, 3 days ago, she passed away. So, you know, for people who will hear this, keep the Orange family in your prayers. James Orange, he didn't play. He knew Bayard Rustin himself. And when I sat in those meetings, Craig sat in those meetings, he made sure that those people, those ministers, you know, them, you going to hell ministers, he made sure he challenged them to learn their history. And know that it was an openly Black gay man, the Reverend James Orange made sure that people knew that it was an openly gay Black gay man behind that march on Washington. And had A. Philip Randolph not entrusted that to Bayard Rustin, it may have looked a lot different. So, you know, we got to, you know, acknowledge and honor those people. And he wouldn't let them talk bad to me either. Reverend Orange was like, no, we don't do that in here. Well, you know, that's an abomination. Right. He would not allow it to happen. And so he stood up for it, and he opened doors for the Bayard Rustin, Audrey Lorde breakfast. Put it on their calendar, the overall MLK weekend calendar. And we would draw kids from everywhere, Girl Scout companies, all kinds of things. You remember that year we had all those little Girl Scouts come? They were earning their badges. Wow. They're making their little signs for the march. They went out and marched, and Sir Jesse led them in that march. To see those kids march, I almost broke into tears because for me, that's where it begins. We plant seeds as well. And so I want to see us continue to do that. And I think that's what we do. And again, you know, I like the energy that Felicia brings. And, you know, I don't want to discount on Maurice, because Maurice has been the face of
Maurice.
This right here, Maurice.
Amen. Maurice is the one that's responsible for the logo and the imaging.
Yes.
The image, the graphics, the logo. The boy's bad. He's bad.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted to ask Ash.
Yes, Ash.
Ash still with you, right?
Ash is still with us. As a matter of fact, Ash is doing some great work down there in Kentucky. The the Tiger's Eye Collective, and they are addressing, around the whole LGBT and safety issues. They're doing some phenomenal work in Kentucky, and it is the hope that they will be, Paulina and Ash will be at the breakfast. Put them in the right order. Paulina and Ash, not Ash. So will be at the breakfast this year. That is our hope. So God has been very faithful and put some good people in my life that I've been able to depend on, because 2 weeks ago, I thought we was gonna have to pull the plug and not even have a breakfast. But one of my sponsors came through, and to me, it was like heaven opened up. Wow. And that was the Center for Black Equity, Mr. Earl Folks. Yeah. And then Dr. John Smith came through. I said, wait a minute, that's some more money.
Okay.
But so far we got enough for a biscuit and a cup of coffee. Okay. What else can we do, Lord? And then, the people began to respond. Now, I need all monies to come through. I don't know if we'll get a chance to, but I want to always appreciate Gilead for responding. They have been so supportive historically with supporting the breakfast. We got some new people, this new entities looking at the breakfast. So we want to make sure that we welcome new money in. I'm almost like the preacher. Can you say new money?
New money. Somebody bring that new money.
Money coming. New money's coming. Yes. My cousin would say yes. Big D. Yes.
All the great sponsors.
To our sponsors.
We appreciate them.
So and again, Georgia Equality, the history with Jeff Graham, we go way back. I'm talking about to the beginning. Okay, I'm talking about to the beginning. And just a whole group of BJ, you may have we got several sponsors. And so I want to make sure that we
we have a lot.
Yeah, because I know it's AARP, Center for Black Equity, Georgia Equality, Gilead. Who else am I missing?
Atlanta Pride just came on.
Yeah, because I know they
Sister Song.
Emory
University of Medicine, Tiger's Eye Collective, Atlanta Pride Committee.
New.
Oh yeah.
That's new.
Forest Ward Funeral Home. Yeah.
That's new.
We've never had a funeral home come on board.
Right.
I think that's absolutely the best.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Got it.
Yeah. God has been very favorable, so very good.
God is good.
I think this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful public return of the breakfast. And I'm really, really excited. For those of you that are watching and that have experienced this moment, please, if you're in the Atlanta area, it will be in the Atlanta area on MLK holiday weekend. Remember, this is a day on, not a day off. And the best way to get that day on is by joining us for the return of the annual Bayard, Rustin, Audrey, Lorde Community Breakfast in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the holiday, and their family. Please join us once again, Monday, January the 16th, at the Loudermilk Center located downtown Atlanta. Of course, that's on the corner of Edgewood and Cortland Street. So be sure to RSVP online. All of that information is located at the bottom of your screen. The event is free, but RSVP is required, because space is also limited as well as the breakfast. So please make sure that you get your RSVPs in time so that we can kind of give a grand account of who's attending and make sure that everybody is accommodated. All right. Once again, to Darlene, to Felicia, thank you all so much for everything that you all have done, what you're getting ready to do. I know 2023 is going to be an awesome year for all of us. We're going to actually be invoking, I know on my end, I'm going to be making sure that I invoke a lot of affirmations for the new year, because I know, like I said, this is going to be the first time that many of us have gathered in this capacity since the pandemic. So to do this at the breakfast and everything, and it's going to be almost like a family reunion again. So I'm very excited about that, baby. Darlene, thank you so much once again for coming back to our show. Felicia, we are going to bring you back.
Bring all BG in the building. Bring all back in now.
BG in the building.
That's right. We got some stuff to catch up on. as it relates
I'm
to
excited because I've
your
been wanting to
history and
get on
everything
here.
that you've been doing, and I'm just excited, everybody. So once again, looking forward to you all joining us. As yours
Yes, we
truly
are.
will be the host of the breakfast, along with community legend Taylor Alexander, representing our young people in the queer community. So from Southern Fried Queer Pride. So that's going to be fabulously awesome. So once again, we look forward to seeing you at the Rustin Lorde breakfast on MLK holiday. And until next time, once again,
You got something?
You got something again, Darlene?
Remember that you can bring your children. We have a children's space, and our Sir Jesse and Tracy will be rocking that end of it. They always do something really fun and creative with the kids. This is family focused. There'll be a safe space for your kids to be. So please, and if you can, Miko, you know, when this is over, play that last video that BG did, or BG you played, because I think that is so indicative of the direction that we're moving into, to let you know that the breakfast will remain relevant. So thank you, Miko, for being who you are and answering your call and walking in your ministry. I appreciate you.
Wow. It's because of people like you that I do what I do. I mean, you all are my inspiration and always have been. You know, so that's why this is just so, and I'm not gonna get emotional right now. So
Oh, you can. You
oh wow,
listen,
you know,
You with your cousin, you with your cousin them, go ahead.
Yeah, so like I say, it's going to be a wonderful experience and stuff like that, you know, because I know at some points, yeah, you might catch us having a little church for a minute, because it's like it's going to be such a wonderful and awesome gathering, you all, and such a family reunion, and such a invoking of
our homecoming,
you know, the invoking of our ancestors, and invoking of Dr. King's spirit, and you know, it's just going to be wonderful, you all. So those of you that don't attend, you're going to miss a wonderful treat. So get your RSVPs in now. And to let you know that the video has already been played during the commercial break, but at your request, we're going to actually end this show with the video showing again. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you all on MLK holiday weekend, and look forward to hopefully fellowshipping with you real soon on our next show. See y'all soon. Take y'all. Make sure that you continue to realize that this year in 2023, you are to obtain, maintain, and multiply the blessings that the Creator has bestowed upon you and will continue to bestow upon you 2023 and beyond. I love y'all. Take care.